As a result, we end up stepping on adharma. We break principles of dharma, and those are like the sharp pieces of glass, the principles of adharma. So as soon as we step on them, we start to bleed, which means the suffering follows after that. And then we end up blaming others for putting the glass piece there. Actually, if the light was there in the room, we would know where the glass pieces are, and then we can very diligently, very intelligently avoid those glass pieces, and we wouldn't be hurt. But because there's darkness in the room, we don't know where to step and where not to step, and we end up hurting ourselves. So this is the same principle that happens even on the path of bhakti, that when we don't perform bhakti or we don't take shelter of the scriptures, then we live in darkness. And when we live in darkness, then we end up taking the wrong choices, making the wrong decisions, and as a result, through those reactions, we suffer. So Srila Jiva Goswami has given a solution also in the same anuched of the Bhakti Sandarbha. He says that there are those living entities who have purva sanchit samskars, which means those who have very nice impressions from past life. You will see it is the same rainwater that is nourishing from the clouds. But from one seed comes a neem tree, and from one seed comes a mango tree. Why? Because the seed of that mango tree is a mango seed. And the seed of that neem tree is a neem seed. So depending on the seeds that we have collected from past lives, when it rains in this life in the form of sadhu sangha or the opportune moment to make advancement, those impressions from past life start to fructify. And you will see someone takes up to bhakti in 6 months. And there are others who, even after hearing for 10, 15 years, they don't take it up so seriously. So on the basis of past impressions of past lives, let's say in past lives we have eaten a lot of meat, those reactions will come and stop. They will hinder our advancement in this life. Let's say there's a lot of adharmic activities from past life. Even if we get sadhu sangha in this life, it will be a little difficult. And Srila Jiva Goswami quotes Prahlad Maharaj's prayer from the 9th chapter of the 7th canto to say that even if sadhu sangha is given to such persons, let's say they continue to perform bad activities, they continue to pursue material desires. Let's say they're moving by a lot of joy and lot of hankering and lot of distress and lot of greed and lot of elation. They're moving through all these dualities in this world. I want this, I don't want this, I want this, I want to go there, I want to meet this person. Although all of this is there in the heart, even if sadhu sangha is given, these things can obstruct. So therefore, it is our duty to do 3 things, according to the acharyas. 1, make sure that we don't commit adharmic activities. Tasmat shastram pramanam te karya vyavastito. Shastra says what to do and what not to do. So anukulya se sankalpa, pratikulya se varjanam. It is very important that we understand what should be done and what should not be done. In Jaiva Dharma, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has said there are those living entities who have udita vivek. Udita vivek means they have risen discrimination. Their viveka buddhi of what to do and what not to do is, risen like sunrise. It's up there. And as a result, they take the right choices. They think, is this according to Shastra? If this is not according to Shastra, I don't want it. Even if it is very tempting, even if it is very pleasing to my senses, if the Shastra says no, I don't want it. On the other hand, if Shastra says yes to something, even if it is very boring, I will still do it. This is called udita vivek. This is those who have very strong discrimination. But then there are those who have unudita vivek. They don't have strong discrimination. And as a result of which, they end up performing shubha karma and ashubha karma. Sometimes auspicious activities and sometimes inauspicious activities, because they don't know what to do. The mind will say, eat an ice cream. They will run and eat an ice cream. The mind will say, give charity. So they will run and give charity. Sometimes the mind will say, watch a movie. They will watch a movie. They are driven by the mind. Mind says something and the living entity runs behind it saying, I want it. Actually, we don't want it. The mind wants it. But because we identify so much with the mind, my friend, my sakha, As a result, we end up doing everything that the mind wants. And sometimes they're holy and sometimes they're unholy. Sometimes they're good and sometimes they're bad. So there are three things we must do. First of all, we should develop very strong discrimination. And that happens by studying Shastra, by reading Prabhupada's books, by reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. We will develop very strong discrimination. If you read Srila Prabhupada's purports, it's hard hitting. It's hard hitting. Prabhupada will give you the truth coming at 440 volts in a way that we cannot get bewildered in this world. Shri Govinda Padam Bhoja Makarand Mahadadbhutam Yat Payino Na Muhyanti Muhyanti Yada Payina. In this world, those who drink alcohol, they get bewildered. And those who don't drink alcohol, they don't get bewildered, right? Those who drink alcohol, they get confused. They blabber. But those who don't drink alcohol, they're sane, they're sober, they're smart. But on the path of bhakti, it's exact opposite. Those who study Srimad Bhagavatam, those who jump into this nectar, those who drink this nectar, oh, they remain intelligent. And those who don't drink this nectar, they get confused. As far as alcohol is concerned, those who drink, they get confused. And those who don't drink, they remain sane. But Srimad Bhagavatam is such a nectar pot. Those who drink, they remain sane. And those who don't drink, they get confused. So the first thing we must do is we should study Shastra and develop Udita Vivek, very strong discrimination power so that we don't commit same mistakes again. The second thing we should do is find very high class association.